Why don't you feel safe to be yourself? Safety actually begins in the womb. As soon as we are implanted into our mother's womb, we are learning as a cell, we are taking in the frequencies around us and deciding if it's safe. Is it safe to grow? Is it safe to flourish? Or is the environment for me? And we are already picking up on the different things around us from our mother's womb, the environment we're in, who she is. So many things are decided then. And so that's forming the very root, the very core base of who we are in our safety. And so then as we come into life, we come into form, we start to have experiences that are also reinforcing our safety, our perception of safety. And maybe there's circumstances that come in where we aren't safe. And then we put up guards for different things. And these are, again, imprinted on us when we are infants, when we are toddlers, when we are children. It's imprinted in us, whether we remember it or not. Also, we have different perceptions, different perspectives as children, the childhood perspective. So, someone might yell at someone and it's big and dramatic reaction to some. That same yelling might happen to a different kid and they might not be fazed by it. We all have our own version, we have our own lens of how we perceive safety as well. And so all these things are imprinted in us, constantly giving us signals. I am safe. Be aware of this. Watch out for that. Don't do that. It's learning, it's choice and consequence. It's how we become human. But it's all these little pieces coming together that form who we are. They help us to react in situations. And so we gather all this information through our entire life, constantly forming our energy center, our root chakra, allowing us to feel safe, safe in being. And then along the way, we might encounter some traumas, some people that might be mean to us, some reactions that we don't feel we deserve, some things in life that happen that maybe we don't understand why. And so we create our own story on why it happened because our brain wants a solution. Our brain wants to know why. Our brain wants to make sense of things. And so all of a sudden, that reality, it's not a reality, that idea that we have labeled to be the cause of those negative reactions is now the thing that we're afraid of. When in fact, there might not be anything, any truth to that at all. Let me give an example. So I could have a car accident and I could say all these excuses as to why it happened. Like, oh, I definitely it was going too fast. Oh, I definitely didn't swerve left soon enough. I definitely didn't look ahead of me as quickly as I should have. All these things could have kept me safe. They could have kept me from having an accident. But in reality, maybe I was never in charge of that accident. Maybe it would have happened from any other circumstance. Maybe the person in front of me would have braked sooner anyway or turned into me anyway. Maybe I'm not as in control as what I think I am. And so that's the case with almost anything in life. Things will happen. There's not always a reason. We may not always be the in control of what happens. And so on some level, when we can let go of thinking that we are in control of every scenario, that we can prevent anything bad from happening to keep us safe, that everything we say has this huge impact on keeping us safe, those things just aren't true. Things are going to happen regardless. And so part of not feeling comfortable in being ourselves, feel safe in being ourselves, is that we feel like we are in control of so many things when in fact we are not. Another reason we might not feel safe in being ourselves is our nervous system isn't feeling safe at all. And so many reasons our nervous system can be out of alignment. We are overstimulated all the time. It's hard to self regulate. It takes a lot of work to self regulate our nervous system. But one of the very baselines we can do to support our nervous system is good nutrition. If our body isn't supported on a cellular level, it's not going to feel safe enough to thrive neurologically, to thrive emotionally. We just don't have the tools if we don't have the nutrition. And so, supporting our body with nutrition, so many of us don't eat enough, or we don't eat well, or we don't eat the right things. And so, I invite you to listen to your intuition and be sure that you are supporting your body for the sake of supporting your nervous system and your emotions as well. So, your body can feel safe and let your brain know it's okay to be yourself. So, supporting your nervous system is so important. Another thing that could have happened to keep you from feeling safe in your body and being safe to be true to yourself, safe to express yourself, another thing that could have happened that why you don't feel safe being yourself is maybe along the lines someone told you that your way was the wrong way, or there were consequences for you being yourself. And here you are, you're innocent, you're having life, you're joyful, and someone just shakes you to your core. And most common, it's someone you really trust their opinion because we give them that power to jostle us like this. And when this happens, we many times will choose to shift our identity to fit in. This happens so often when we're kids and when we're learning, when we're trying to figure out who we are, that we would rather shift our identity and become someone new to fit in than to suffer like that again, to be picked on or not accepted, right? And so when we make those tiny shifts, it's sometimes hard to rewrite and come back to our truth. And so I invite you to find your truth, find your center, remember who you are, what brings you joy, what makes things easy for you. Come back to that. And if you've felt yourself giving your power away or shifting who you are for the sake of someone else, even if it was years ago, to start to rewrite your story and come back to you. To remember that your truth and your will, that's your power. And no one in a distant memory deserves your power. No circumstance in a distant memory deserves your power. They might not even be true. It might be your perspective at that time that gave it that density, that weight, and your power. And so come back to the knowing of you, come back to calming your nervous system, and anything you can do to truly ground and root into yourself, root into your knowing, and be very grounded in who you are and be confident in coming out into the world as you.